A whole lot of people have asked us about making hats as part of our screen printing business. And embroidery is very expensive to get into. The machines are thousands of dollars. So I'm gonna take a shot with this thing. And then you can pick these up on eBay for 99 bucks. And you can't get in a picture, on the picture there what it is, but took a little abuse during shipping. This whole corner here is busted open. I noticed there was there's a big hole in the side where something's poked it. And then of course, on eBay it says it ships from California. It actually shipped from New Jersey, but you can see where it originally came from right there. Let's see if this thing has survived the trip. The box sure looks rough. Little product warranty card. Instructions. Whew, they look like they're in Chinese. We'll look at those in a minute. Well, no obvious signs of damage. Nothing looks dented or bent or broke. Looks pretty good. Man, I'm surprised that survived the shipping. This hold down arm sticking all about here. That's where one of those big holes in the box was. But everything else appears just fine. Now these instructions. Here's the instructions. I'm not too fluent in reading Chinese, so. I just remembered my phone has this Bixby vision. Let's see what it does. Golf toaster manual. That's funny. So I guess if you have this translator, you could get some information off this, but I think the pictures are probably pretty good. I'll play around with it and let you know what I come up with. Well, let's try turning this thing on. Okay, from the instructions, this is your temperature you're going to be pressing at. I don't know, I didn't set it yet. This whatever the factory default is. And this bottom number is your time. The table this is sitting on isn't very sturdy, so if you see it wobbling. The first button here says temp. So I'm guessing that's your set point. Let's go down a little bit more. It's got a nice go fast if you hold down feature there. So my set point is at 3:30. Wow, it's already there. I mean, they only took a minute, 2 minutes to go from cold to full heat. That's impressive. So you pick the press up for 99 bucks. You're gonna need a couple other things. You're gonna need a Teflon sheet, which I hopped on Amazon. You can get a 3-piece Teflon sheet and 3 rolls of this heat tape for $8 or $8.50, something like that. I mean, you can't beat that. Of course, they're huge Teflon sheets. I'll cut one down to, fit more of what we need on the press. I will say, as this thing is warming up, the smell coming off of it isn't great. It's kind of got that hot, made in China smell that we're all kind of familiar with, I think. Hopefully that smell will go away with use. So there's me a small Teflon. Got a variety of hats I wanted to try. So let me start off by saying I've never used a hat press of any kind before. You're seeing my first try. Supposed to take the sweatband, fold it out. A little tricky getting the hand around that. Maybe you start off with the hand around that. Maybe not. Well, I can immediately see they should have a latch that holds this in the down position. See, that hat is not even close to being pushed down flat on there. That won't work. Let's look at a different hat. Well, I keep having issues with this thing putting the hat on there, and I realize what it is there's these two loops. There's a gap there. They're not connected. So when I go to put my hat on, almost every time that hat is getting inside of that loop. No, I don't really like that. That should be one continuous loop there. That's kind of a goof up in my opinion. Well, I tried this one, it's a structured 6-panel hat, and it just won't lay down on there. This is a different brand. This hat right here actually runs a little bit larger, at least based on when I try it on, it feels a little larger. Let's see if it's any better. And here we go again with this ridiculous gap in that hold down bar. That's frustrating. I don't like that. I will be modifying that in the future. It just seems like there's no good way to load the hat. You gotta keep one hand on that hold down arm. While you try to keep the sweatband out of there. See, again, this is a different hat, different brand. There's no way you can press that. It's got to lay flat on there. This just doesn't have enough crown on it for these structured 6-panel hats. It's a 5-panel foam front hat. Now see, this one lays down flat. It's a 5-panel trucker style foam. I think they call it a twill. That lays down flat. It feels fine. But I've got 3 different kinds of these structured 6-panel hats, and none of them are working on here. Wow, I really do not like trying to get these hats on this thing. It's a pain in the butt. Not only do I want to modify the back of this hold down lever where it doesn't have that gap in it, I think I'm going to make a latch on the front where when you're loading your hat it'll stay down until you're ready for it to go down. Now see, this one doesn't lay as flat as this other one. Little different brand, little different hat. It's not bad though. I think whenever you preheat it, I think it'll be fine. Oh. You know what, there's some adjustments. This top pad needs to come out. Should have checked that earlier. Yeah, get the two. Get the two elements aligned there, it might help. Do a little preheat. I noticed the timer works very well. Whenever you do preheat, it counts down. As soon as you let up, it resets back to your whatever you had it set on. We've got another shirt press that the timer function is very hokey. I don't like it. This one seems to work pretty good. And it wants to curl up very bad. So let's try this heat tape. Yeah, that holds it down good. I set my temp at 330, so it's toggling around there. I've got it at 10 seconds to start off with. So let's see what happens on this first attempt. Not real sure how much pressure it's supposed to have. It feels pretty tight, but we're not stuck at the edges. See if I can turn this thing a little. And that's my Teflon pad stuck up there the first time. It's staying on there. Looks like we're stuck. Let's get this side. Well, it appears pressed. Let's see if we can peel this off. Heat tape is holding well. Came off clean. Just for peace of mind, I'm going to crank that pressure down just a little. And I'm going to hit it again. The Teflon pad's still stuck on there. Yeah, that's a little bit more pressure. Man, looks good. Looks really good. Can't even feel that vinyl on there. Let's try putting something on the bill too. So I've got the ear. It's taped on there where I want it. Let's try pressing that. This may take a couple of... You know, there's another thing about this handle. When you're not using the hold down, it would be very nice if that was out of your way instead of right up here where you're trying to put your hat. So there definitely needs to be a latch that keeps that down. Just my opinion. The guy that designed it probably disagrees, but like that handle's holding that hat up right now. I know it's in the way. And since I teased it into position, I lost my timer. Something to think about if you're going up and down. Once you cross over a certain point there, that timer starts. So if you're trying to position things carefully, your timer's going to reset on you. Same thing, I lost about 2 seconds off my timer there. Alright, and I'm going to go ahead and get it one more time. Let's just make sure that thing is really pressed into there. I think I would add a couple of seconds on my actual time because I notice I'm losing about 2 seconds every time on the way down. Maybe it's just because I'm new with this and going slow, but yeah, looks good. It's pressed in there. I can see the stitches and the fabric stuff showing through there, so it's pressed in there well. Pretty good. It's my first hat. Okay, final thoughts. It's a good little press. 99 bucks is, it's cheap, made in China. We don't always expect the greatest quality, but it's not bad. It will make hats just fine. These foam front twill trucker hats works perfect on those. It would not work on any of the 6-panel structured caps that I've got. I think it needs a different shaped platen, which I'm going to look into and see if I can find one. And if I do, I'll make an update to this video. But for now, this style hat works pretty good. The only major cons I say, other than not working on other style hats, this hold down lever, the gap in the back that I showed earlier, very frustrating. I don't like that. I'll be modifying that in the future. I also think it needs a catch where you can latch it in the down position to keep it out of your way. Again, something you could probably modify yourself. The timer function is a tad too sensitive. I think it engages a little too soon for me. It may be a limit switch that could be adjusted, I don't know. But again, that's something that probably, when you use this, to get used to, it's probably not that big a deal. Does work well though. Overall, I'm pretty happy with it. Now, I also got a box from Atlas Screen Supply this week. This is everything to get started in making transfers, screen print transfers. So I do plan on printing transfers and trying those on hats next, but that'll be in a separate video. So for now, 99 bucks is not bad. I like it. One last one just to play with all you trolls out there. How about that one? Ah!